Hi, in this lesson we're going to look at angles and straight lines and angles in triangles and quadrilaterals, basically all the more simpler angle stuff. So we're going to jump straight in and look at the key rules we need to know. So first most basic rule you kind of see is that a straight line adds up to 180 degrees. So the kind of question you might see with something like this, where you have to find the size of the missing angle. Now we know that these two angles combined must make 180. So if we already have 100 here, that means we need another 80, so they add up to 180. So therefore x would equal 80 degrees. Next rule, if you have a right angle, that has to add up to 90 degrees, okay, because it's half a straight line. So here, you want 60 plus something to equal 90 degrees. So therefore x must be 30 degrees, because 60 plus 30 is 90. Moving on, we have the fact that angles around a point, sometimes called angles in a circle, must add up to 360 degrees. So for this one, I've got 200, 100 and x. I know if I add together all those three angles, that must equal 360. So the angles we've got so far, 200 plus 100, I've got 300 plus something equals 360, which means x must be 60 degrees. Okay. Next rule is with the triangle. Okay, because it's put this before, is that angles in a triangle add up to 180 degrees. So here you want to find out this missing angle, and we know if I add together all these three angles, so 80 plus 60 plus x, that has to equal 180. And it'll always equal 180 no matter what kind of shaped triangle you have. So the best way to work this out is we're going to add together all the sides we have, so 80 plus 60 gives us 140, and then we take that away from 180. So x will be 180 minus 140, which means x is 40 degrees. Okay. Next rule, I think the last rule actually, is that angles in a quadrilateral, so any four-sided shape, must add up to 360 degrees. And also another quick aside thing, whenever you see this little square, that's basically a shorthand way of writing 90 degrees. So whenever you see that little square sign, that means it's a right angle, which means it's 90 degrees. So here, all these three angles, so all these four angles, including x, must add up to 360. So we add together the three angles we know. So 110 plus 90 plus 90 is going to give us 290. And then to work out x, you just take away this total from 360. So x will be 360 minus 290, which comes out a given as 70. So x is 70 degrees. Okay, and those were the rules for this lesson. Okay, it's not too hard. I'll go for a few example questions. So typically they try and make it slightly more awkward. So here it's the same rule as one of the earlier examples. We know all these must add to 360. But we have a lot more angles to deal with. Okay, so basically the method is, first things first, we want to add up all the angles we know. Okay, and typically if this works, feel free to use a calculator. Let's get ours out. So going round, we have 82 plus 39. Again, this square means a right angle, so 90 degrees, plus 47. So add all our angles. That gives us 258, and we then want to take that away from 360. And again, it's 360 because it's angles around a point or angles in a circle. If this was a straight line, this would just be 180. Then again, we go to our calculator, 360 minus 258 will give us 102 degrees. Okay? Again, it doesn't look quite right, that's because these actual shapes are not drawn to scale. Okay, as long as you do maths right, you're going to be fine. Okay, another one. This one's slightly more awkward because we have two missing angles. We have two x's. Key to remember for this is that if two angles have the same letter, that means they are the same angle. So this angle is the same as this angle. So we can do it roughly the same way. Let's just write in terms of algebra first. So if we add together all my three angles, we know that equals 180. And I can group these x's together and just say 2x instead. So 2x means two lots of x. Then same as before, we're going to take away all the angles we know from 180. So we do 180 take away 124. So that will then tell you that this would equal 76. So that is 180 minus 124. And here, rather than this be the size of the angle x, this is the size of two lots of x. This is double what x should be. So if you want to work out x, we need to halve this. Again, if two lots of x is going to be 56, one lot of x will be half 56. So we do 56 divided by 2, which comes out at being 28. So x is 28 degrees, which means basically that both these angles are each 28 degrees. Okay, I'll go for a couple more examples. Some new notation here if you're not used to it. We were asked to work out the size of this funny fella here. This symbol here, this little arrow kind of thing, basically is a shorthand way of writing angle. So saying work out the size of angle ACB. The angle ACB means the angle you get if you start at A, go to C, and then go to B. When you draw that in, you kind of cut out a little angle here, and that means work out this angle here. So this is our x. Then same as before, we know a triangle always adds up to 180. So all these three angles must equal 180. So you add together the two angles you have, so 71 plus 69. Again, you have a calculator if you need it. And that gives you 140. So 140 plus x equals 180. And you then do 180 take away 140. Doing that, that tells you that x, the missing angle ACB, is going to be 40 degrees. Okay, last example. Here again, we want the size of angle ACB. So we start at A, you go to C, and then you go on to B. And it's the angle that carves out. So we're asked to work out this angle here. Okay. At first glance, this is slightly harder, because typically we'd use the fact that this triangle equals 180 degrees. However, we are currently missing this angle here. So what we need to do if we can do anything is we have to work out this missing angle first before we can find out the missing angle x. To do that, if we zoom in, we can notice we've got two angles on a straight line. So if I just call this angle y for the time being, I know if I add 131 plus y, that must equal 180. So to work out y, I'm going to do 180 take away 131. And that gives me that y is 49 degrees. So let's add that on. And now we've got y, we can use the fact that angles in a triangle do indeed make 180 degrees. So let's write another equation down here. I've got 23 and 49 and my missing angle x. They combine together to give me 180. So you add together the angles you know. 23 plus 49 is going to be 72. 72 plus x equals 180. And then now to find x, you just take away this combined number from 180. So 180 minus 72, that tells me that x is 108 degrees. Okay, and that's it. That's pretty much as hard as these set of questions we'll get. Hope you found that useful, and good luck.